It's my honor and privilege to present to you Richnest by LifePage Cooperative. Richnest by LifePage Coop is essentially a co-ownership scheme. The idea that we have with the co-ownership scheme under LifePage Cooperative is that we can co-create, co-own, and then co-earn.
Welcome to Acacia Homes and Apartments, where luxury meets serenity. Nestled in the central part of Lakwe, Lagos, Acacia Homes shares a border with the renowned Lakwe Lakes.
Okay, welcome. so excited, super excited today. So welcome to the Real Estate Night School. Okay, so every Monday to Friday we meet here by 9 p.m. And all we share is about real estate. So on Mondays we have what we discuss. On Tuesday we have what we discuss. On Wednesdays we have what we discuss. On Thursdays we have what we discuss. And on Friday we have what we discuss. So join us every 9 p.m. on any of the platforms that you are currently watching us from, whether it's on Facebook, your personal Facebook page, or on YouTube channel. And just like, comment, share, and let's get this growing. So basically, every 9 p.m. I come and I share about real estate. So that's what we've been doing for quite some time now. It's absolutely free, 15 minutes class, and it's absolutely free. So last week where we stopped, we was talking about ways you can play in the real estate business. So ways you can play in the real estate business, and I think for those that have been taking notes, we stopped as playing in the research and development space. So I'm picking it up from there. So today we'll be looking at legal and documentation. And because real estate is not something that you buy and you can put inside your bag and take it home. Unfortunately, it's not such. So you will have to, how will I put it? You will always have to, basically what we get when we buy a piece of real estate is rights. So this rights comes in documentation. That's what we get. So it's not. We do not pack, unlike you buy a piece of phone, you buy a piece of gadget, you work with a shop and all of those things, and you take it away. But when it comes to real estate, that is not the case. It is the documentation that you have that that you work with. So that's basically it. It's the documentation that you have that you work with. So when it comes to real estate, it's all about documentation. And so for anybody that is playing in this, of course, this legal and documentation requires some level of skill and specialization for you to play in that space. So you can't just jump into it. You can't balablu it. You can't just balablu into it. You can't jump into it. So it requires some level of specialization, discipline for you to be able to play in that sector. So you're probably a lawyer or you have a legal background and you are very cognizant with the required laws, because you don't want a situation whereby you don't have the right documentation to any piece of land. Like I often share, there are basically three things when you buy a piece of land, or piece of property. Let me just put it that way, because we are talking about real estate. Number one is your documentation. Your documentation is very, 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 very important. In Yoruba parlance, it's always very, very important. Number two is possession. Okay, collect the key, fence it. It depends if you are buying a piece of property, a house, you collect the key, you have access to the place. Access is very key. If it's a piece of land, you fence it around. That's also very, very important. Then number three is that you take possession. Number two is possession. Take occupation is number three. Documentation, possession, and occupation. Occupation is that somebody you start utilizing the land. For a piece of land, you can start planting on it. You can use it for a whole lot of stuff. I mean, I've done a series on the number of things that you can do with piece of land, number of things you can do with empty piece of land. So it's very, 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 very important. You don't want to joke with the issue of taking possession. And if it's a piece of apartment, don't leave it vacant. Don't just buy equipment or furnish it and just leave the place. No, at least somebody should be tidying it up, even if you don't have anybody, or use it for shortlets. I mean, shortlets sells almost everywhere in Lagos, so in all the major cities. So that's very, very important. So, but documentation, that's actually where I'm going. I'm just giving us background on some of the things that is very important. So documentation is key. So there are basically two places where you buy property from, especially where there's a piece of land. A piece of land is either you're buying from the primary market or you're buying from the secondary market. So if you're buying from the secondary market, in a way you can quickly trace the documentation. However, if you're buying from the primary market, you still need to trace the documentation too, because it's important to know whether you're buying from the right source. The source is very important. Are these maybe the landowners? Are these people the landowners? Or they are not balabluing you? It's very, very important. It might sound funny, but it's quite important, so that you know you're buying. So you need. So all these things are very, very important, and because most of the time customers don't want to go through this stress, so it is important that they have somebody that can take it up probably as a business and help in terms of documentation and all of those things, verification of documentation, all of those processing of documentation. And this is still Nigeria, so a lot of things are not black and white. So it will be good that you get somebody that is expert, so somebody that can always help you to go to the Ministry of Land, go to the General's office, go to do all the legwork and the processing, so that you'll be able to expedite some of these things. So it's more or less like a consultancy job, basically, when it comes to legal and documentation. So you can advertise yourself. It's a very good way, and people earn your trust. You can even cross-sell to them, upsell to them. So the possibilities in this area is endless. So if you need further consultation, I can always guide you on how you can enter the market, how you can play the market, and all of those things. I've helped quite a number of people to play and enter the market, so you can really function in this area. So the next one, which is next is education. Knowledge. Playing the education space of real estate is huge. So one of the areas I'm playing now is education. In fact, that's the reason why you can watch what is being streamed right now. So I'm giving out knowledge, and by me giving out knowledge, you're perceiving me as an expert. Yes, that's what you're doing, and you're trusting me more. And so it's business. And I can decide that all these things today now, I want to monetize them. I can decide to package them and start selling them. And for those that can see it as value, of course, will eventually buy into it. So for those that can see it as value, will buy into it. So those are some of the things that are critical and very, very important. Education is very, very important. So we've looked at all of that, and I'm going to round up now with realtors. So in fact, I often tell people that the one that can give you the quickest cash is being a realtor. I mean, realtors are the gatekeeper in the real estate industry in Nigeria as we speak now. I'm not saying whether tomorrow, but right now, realtors are the gatekeepers in this industry right now. We don't want to joke with them, and we don't want to joke with them at all. So because these guys are the gates, they are more or less like the distribution network, and we don't want anything that will affect the distribution network in every way. So for a realtor, but for you that want to enter into the real estate business, being a developer is good. Being all the things we've been talking about for the last 2 Tuesdays are very, very good. However, being a realtor is the cheapest, because you don't need your own inventory. You don't need, the qualification to be a realtor is the fact that you are hungry. You are hungry to learn, you are hungry to make money. In fact, I tell you, you are desperate. The qualification of being a realtor is that you are desperate. And going forward, that's going to be the focus of this real estate business going forward. Talking about how you can be a successful realtor. What are the things you can do and all of those things. So we're going to be talking about that. Excuse me, a whole lot. Another business opportunity in the real estate space. So for anybody that needs guidance, okay, I want to start as a realtor. I'm not a realtor. I want to know how can I go about it and all of those things. Of course, I'll be sharing every Tuesday some of the tips and things that you can do. We'll be talking about sales and marketing. We'll be talking about a whole lot of stuff pertaining to real estate. I'm going to be sharing my 11 years plus experience too with you guys, some of the things that I've been able to do, achieve, and you'll be able to pick some knowledge and nuggets from them, and you can implement and you will start making money immediately. And for anybody too that's saying, okay, I actually want to be a developer. You see, the springboard of being a developer is actually being a realtor. It will help you to hone and know the market. It will help you to know and own the market. It's very, very important. So all these that I'm saying, they are not right. They are key things because you don't want a situation whereby you start a business and you don't know how to get customers. Being a realtor being a realtor is a learning curve, and it will help you to really know the market that you're entering into. You will know what people are buying, you know how people are buying, you know what is the emotional state of the people that are buying. So being a realtor has a whole lot of advantage. And how do you play as a realtor? How do you start? Look for a company to pitch your tent with, and maybe from next week Tuesday, I'll start talking about how do you get started as a realtor, what are the things that you can do, and all of those things. Or if you want to join my own realtor group, so I have an opportunity for you. You can there's a boot camp that is coming up. All you just need is to chat me up, and we can have a good and nice discussion about what you can do and how you can kickstart your real estate empire. You can do it. Some of us started this journey some couple of years ago, and yes, it's been a good, it's been a good one. I was talking to someone, so the guy shook my hand and said, "There's money in this real estate. There's money in this real estate." Okay, so that's where I'm going to be rounding up today, and so there are so many ways you can play in the real estate sector, but believe me, real estate is sweet. Being in real toys. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful night. Those numbers are available. Chat me up. Let's do business. Peace.